I sold the old dresser from my mother's house thinking it was just another step in clearing out the past, one more object carrying memories I wasn't sure I wanted to keep. It felt easier to let it go than to confront everything attached to it. Then a few days later, a knock echoed through my hallway. I assumed it was a package delivery or a neighbor. Instead, it was Lucas, the guy who had bought the dresser at my garage sale. He stood there holding a small stack of old folded envelopes, his expression gentle but unsure. He told me he'd found them hidden behind the bottom drawer and thought I should have them. My breath caught because I already recognized the handwriting. They were letters from my mother, apologies she had never spoken out loud. Her words were wavering, uneven, almost like she wrote them on days when regret hit hardest. Reading them was painful, like reopening a wound, but there was warmth too, the rare kind I'd always waited for. Lucas didn't interrupt. He simply sat across from me, quiet and patient. When I finally looked up, eyes stinging, he asked softly if I wanted the dresser back. But I didn't need the furniture, just the closure she'd tried to leave behind. I invited him in for coffee, more out of gratitude than anything else, and we talked in the dim light of my kitchen. He listened with a kindness that didn't ask for anything in return. And somehow the apartment didn't feel quite as heavy as it normally did. Eventually, he shared pieces of his own past, mentioning his struggles with family in a tone that suggested he didn't talk about them often. There was something grounding about the honesty between us, something steady. The air felt easier, our conversation warm and unhurried. I found myself admitting I had a coffee table I'd been putting off refinishing for months, a project I kept avoiding because it reminded me of everything unfinished. Lucas smiled and offered to help that upcoming weekend. His offer wasn't pushy, just sincere, and to my surprise, I said yes. It was such a simple thing, but it felt like the first small step toward rebuilding something inside myself. That weekend, sanding the tabletop beside him, sunlight spilling across the floor, I felt calmer than I had in a long time. The steady rhythm of our work, the soft conversations between us, even the silence, it all felt healing. By the time we brushed away the last bit of sawdust, I realized it wasn't just the table being restored. Something in me was being smoothed, softened, rebuilt too. And Lucas, he was becoming part of that healing.